All right, it's 5 p.m. We'll call the July 26, 2022 Fire District 5 Fire Commissioners meeting to order. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. Any commissioner absences coming up?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I will be absent at the first meeting of next month in August, the 9th.
August 9th.
Yes.
All right, and I should be here August 9th, hopefully, and then August 23rd, I will not be able to be here. So, Tom, you'll have it on the 23rd if you're here. All right, anybody else have any conflicts coming up? All right. Communications?
No communications this week.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the July 12th meeting?
So move. Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. How about some voucher and payroll approvals?
I'll move that we approve accounts payable vouchers 197,592 through 197,671 as outlined in the agenda, totaling $228,628.30.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded for the voucher approvals as outlined. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. Any reports from 3390 tonight?
There's no report from the local.
All right. Takes us into Chief's report.
Great, thank you. Just a reminder, in compliance with the governor's open meeting law requirement, we do have our meeting room open and we can take anybody in person. So for the chief's report, the bond, we're getting down to 1 week away. We have another open house at Station 51 tomorrow at 6 p.m. So we'll be there. We'll be set up and ready for any community members that want to come down to Station 51 and hear about the bond and answer questions. We have Division Chief Tom Westcott is starting on October 3rd, will be his first day. He's a battalion chief from Anchorage, Alaska, and he will spend a few weeks with Chief Waters to do a transition before his retirement. So his start date is October 3rd. We're working through the entire process, the background checks and everything else that need to be done for Chief Westcott. Today is the 1-year anniversary of Eliza's passing. So we spent some time at 5-0 this morning with members of our department, honoring her and just sharing some stories here at 5-0. And a second thing we did is a tradition that I'd like to start within our department is that when a member retires, they take their nameplate from the back of their coat and hang it at the station that they're retiring from. So today we did that with Eliza. She's the first one to do that, and the first nameplate that we put up at Station 59. And then as members retire from now on at whatever station they're at, part of their service, retirement services to hang their nameplate. So we did that today. As you know, we've had quite a few significant fires the last few weeks. One is suspicious. It was the one under construction, and the county fire marshal is investigating that but it is suspicious that it may be arson. So Wanted to let you know that. There is no connection with the other fires, we don't believe, nor does the fire marshal. We have recruits graduating from our local academy after going to Central Pierce. They will be hitting the streets. I'm not sure what the exact date is, but it's sometime next week. One tradition that we also have is that when they are finished here with our internal academy, before they hit the streets, I invite them all to my house with their spouses and significant others, and spend some time. That will be on August 2nd. They will all come to my house, and my wife and I will host them and spend some time with them and their families, and just welcome them to our department. We are in the middle of budget process. We just finished with the audit process. It's taken a lot of our time, and Crystal and Chief Oldenburg have done a great job there, but we think we're about done answering all the questions there. We'll still have a report out from them, which has started our budget process. We are taking in any requests from any of the firefighters or any divisions, and we're working through our budget process. It'll be on the same timeline that we have in the past, so that'll be posted very soon. That is all that I have. Any questions or comments?
All right, hearing none. Thank you, Chief, and thanks for doing that, starting that tradition. And it's nice to see that Liza's was the first plate to go up. That's pretty special. So thanks.
I did forget one thing. Sorry. With
Yep.
Eliza, the Washington State Fallen Firefighters Memorial Service will be August 14th at 1 o'clock at North Bend. We've been invited, and I've invited the family. We will be. Her name will be honored at the Fallen Firefighter Memorial Service. So I will be attending that, represent the department. We will send a small contingent from our department to honor her at that event too. Sorry, I forgot to add that.
Yep, thank you. All right, any standing committee reports? All right, the negotiations committee, Commissioner Ency and myself met along with the chief with Local 3390 for 3 days last week, and happy to say we've come to a tentative agreement, but the finalization of that will be coming in the weeks to come here. So still has to be approved by the local and the board. So, but we did get that work accomplished. Go ahead, Kevin.
Excuse me. And echoing that, I would like to say that this new approach that we took in regards to negotiations compared to what we have done in the past was absolutely a stroke of genius. And I think that was probably spearheaded by Jake and 3390, if I'm correct. If not, I apologize to I maybe but that was simply an excellent idea. Having been involved in 3 or 4 negotiations over the years, and how much time it took to try to get everybody together, and then you only meet for maybe 3 hours or something like that. This just set a whole new level. I mean, we were able to sit down, get it hammered out in 2 days, 2.5 days, and with caucusing and everything else. And it was just probably one of the best that I have sat in on. And both sides just left the table each evening, full respect, and went out. We had dinner. We had a good time. And so it was a great bargaining session. And I would definitely urge for the future that this way of doing it be considered each time, because it definitely was a time saver for both sides of the table.
Thanks, Kevin. All right. Hearing no other standing committee reports, how about a financial report? Chief Oldenburg.
All right, here, let me see if I can share my screen for everyone. Can everybody see my screen and hear my voice? All right, so this is our financial report for last month. Very basic. You see this every month. For the most part, we're trending along with our percentage of budget year completed. So we look on target here overall. Our reserves are strong. Our fund totals are strong. We anticipate next month bringing forward the mid-year report. We had to prepare for negotiations last week. That was fairly taxing here on the back end during the negotiations. And so normally we would have that as this presentation. What we would like to do is come before the commission next month and provide a more detailed mid-year budget update. So we will dive into each one of these divisions and talk with a little bit more detail if that's acceptable to the commission. But right now, everything seems to be trending okay for the year. I would also like to echo what the chief said. We are complete with our state audit, and we have completed the FEMA single point audit as well. And so we are looking to try and schedule our exit interview with the state auditor's office the second week of August. So if more than 2 commissioners want to be present during that presentation, we will need to schedule it during one of your meetings. If the finance subcommittee or just 2 commissioners would like to be present, then we have a little more flexibility with the auditor's office in scheduling during that week versus during a scheduled commissioners meeting.
I would hope that we would just have the finance committee members to attend that if they're able.
That would be perfect. So I will stand for questions on the finance report tonight, and hearing no objection, we will move forward with reaching out to the finance subcommittee and making sure that they're invited to our exit interview with the state auditor's office.
All right, any questions for Chief Oldenburg? Hearing none, thank you, Chief.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
All right, takes us to Chairman's report, and I just also wanted to briefly comment on the significant fires we've had in the district just as of late, and really the boat fire is timely with the training that just took place on the end of June there, and I want to say that those guys that were and everybody from Gig Harbor Fire that was on the scene that night, and thank you to the Endeavor from West Pierce as well that did a lot of work at that fire, but just an amazing job to put that yacht out without having significant damage to the boat right next door to it, and then also the rest of the Peninsula Yacht Basin. Usually when you have a vessel of that size on fire, it's not just that one you lose, it's usually 1 or 2 additional ones, and Gig Harbor Fire did an amazing job of getting down there and protecting the next boat over and doing the best they could to extinguish the fire on the original one. And then we had a car fire that got into the house. I almost want to think it was the next day. I'm not sure about the timeline, but yeah, and then also the construction fire. So very busy, a lot of things going on, and of course now we have the heat wave here, and I kind of tracking calls of the day. They're ahead of schedule as usual when you have heat and temperatures in this form or fashion. So everybody be safe out there and keep up the great work. So I appreciate it. All right, old business. The 2022 EMS levy lid lift for and against committee. Chief.
Thank you. In your packet, you have an application to serve on the for or against. Excuse me. We had one applicant for the for, Mr. Bryce Nelson, that some of you may know, applied to be on the for committee. So, excuse me, we need the board to certify that committee.
All right, can I have a motion to certify the for or against committees for the EMS levy lid lift?
So moved.
All right. Moved by Sudich, seconded by NC, for those keeping the minutes. And all right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner NC,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
I'll abstain for obvious reasons.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right. Any other old business that needs to come before the board tonight? All right, hearing none. Any new business? Any new business from anyone? All right, takes us to open public comment. Please state your name for the record. You'll have 3 minutes. Do we have anybody tonight?
We do, Mr. Chairman. I can move them in. Mr. Chairman, you're muted.
Sorry, I saw that Carl had his hand up, so I assuming you're going to bring him in.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
In the last couple of meetings, my name's Carl Kreitzer. I live in Cook Harbor.
Hey, Carl.
Last couple of meetings, we talked about some language in the lid lift resolution. And Alex, you asked that the information be shared with the board. So I presume you all have seen that. Perry and I have had some ongoing conversation back and forth. I still have trouble with the words. It's a done deal. I just hope that in the future, we're very careful with the words we use. They mean a lot. And any statement we made to the public, I hope that we're in a position to prove the statement. And I can continue to have concerns, but at this point, it's a moot dog. I also have a question on the meeting tomorrow night at 51. I continue to be concerned about COVID. You guys get a little older, you'll get concerned too. Are we doing anything to mitigate that, Chief, or are you requiring masks, or are we separating, keeping people spaced, or anything going on with that?
We are not masked. It's not a requirement. We will have it in the rig room with the rig bay doors open, so there'll be plenty of ventilation. So far we've had in our two previous meetings, we've had one person. So I'm not expecting a huge crowd. It might be you and me, Carl.
Well, I think Lois may come too, so maybe the three of us.
All right. Well, I'll be glad to see Lois.
Okay,
And
thank
you. And you. That
Yeah. Nice. That's an attempt at a nice recovery. Thanks.
Thank you, Carl. Anybody else wishing to come before the board tonight and speak? All right, I'm not seeing any other hands up. I'm not hearing anything.
Tom did. Tom has his hand up.
Oh, Tom, go ahead.
You know, I'd just like to publicly thank the chief. He has put his heart and soul into this ballot measure for our bond. And I don't think most people realize how much time and effort he's put into it. And I'd just like to publicly say thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I think we all recognize the going above and beyond that Chief Doan does. And as well, I'd also like to recognize 3390. They've been very active in outdoor belling and informing the public of the bond as well. So that work is will hopefully pay off here come next Tuesday. So looking forward to that night and hopefully having a celebration. All right. Any good of the order for the group?
Just quick question related to the EMS levy lid lift. When are we transmitting the resolution to the county? Because I don't see it on their website yet.
We have the timeline for that.
Yeah,
I can,
Commissioner, this is Chief Oldenburg. I received that information from Tanya today, and after you guys approved the 4 committee tonight, I anticipate delivering that either Friday or Monday. I think the deadline is next Tuesday. I usually like to do it the week before, just to make sure that it's received. So that'll be done by the end of this week for the most part.
Okay, I just want to make sure we get it to them on time because, November's our only shot.
Yep.
All right. Any other good of the order for the group? Seeing none, special interests in upcoming events. Like we've already spoke about, tomorrow night, July 27th, facility bond presentation at Station 51, Q&A. Carl, Lois, and Chief Doan will be there at the minimum. So anybody else that's so inclined to go, please attend. Any other, and then also Chief brought up the fallen firefighters up at North Bend, August 14th. So if you're so inclined to attend that as well. And then any other special interests or upcoming events anybody needs to bring up? I think we have a commissioner meeting this Thursday. I think
You're muted, Tom, if you're talking.
muted. If you're speaking to us, Tom. I don't know if he's talking to us.
So I believe it's a banquet / picnic at 6 o'clock
Yep.
on Thursday.
Correct. Out in Ording, I believe. All right. Any other upcoming events? Any special events anybody has? Hearing none, we'll adjourn this meeting. Our next regular meeting will be August 9th at 5 p.m. And just remind everybody, like the chief did, there is open space at Gig Harbor Fire HQ. If you were so inclined to come in person, we can accommodate you. So, all right, with that, everybody have a great night.
Night, you guys.
Good night.